Honestly, a lot of the times I would prefer to play it by myself because when you play with another person, you have to rely on what they gotta do, you have to time things, if
That's why
this
you would
guy
have a
goes
mic.
out,
That's
it's
why
like,
you would have a mic. If
mhm,
you're playing co-op, let's say, I know you guys are like not where
yeah,
I'm from, but I would
mhm,
prefer to play people that has a mic. If you don't have a mic, then
Right.
is what's the point of playing co-op?
yeah,
You know, because I used to play co-op with other people online, cause zombies, and I didn't have a
okay.
mic, so I was
At that
listening
rate,
to
I'd be
them.
better off playing by myself.
Yeah, I didn't have a mic at the time. Well, that was a squeak and a half. Um, I was. They were like, "Can you hear me?" And jump up and down if you can hear me. So I would jump up and down or
Oh yeah.
swing.
Wow.
And they were
You were
impressed
that
in how.
guy.
Yeah, I was that guy for a while. And I didn't have
Mhm,
my own PS3 at the time. I was playing on my dad's. And they said I was
yeah,
a good player because I took them to 30.
mhm.
And they're like, "Man, I wish you had a mic."
Well, an interesting co-op game that never had a mic, I don't know if they still have a mic, is the whole Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and uh, Bloodborne thing where you really don't need a mic for that game. Mostly the game is single player, but those occasional moments where, oh, you want help with a boss, this person can help you fight a boss. So I honestly like when I even here's what's even really weird. Even when I play like multiplayer games like GTA or anything like that, I don't want a mic on. I keep silent and I just focus on the game because especially with a game with a good story, I feel like playing through co-op kind of like ruins the story for me, or it feels like the story is I can't focus it too much. I'm focusing more on the gameplay aspect.
This is another wish I've been thinking.
Mhm.
You know, if me and Eva, we do play the PC World at War,
Mhm.
and that's the only game in the Call of Duty franchise that you could play cooperative campaign.
Mhm.
Any other Call of Duty does not have that.
Mhm.
I kind of wish they would bring that back because
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
because you could play. It's cool playing it by yourself, but imagine
Yeah.
playing with another person doing the same co-op.
Mhm.
I don't know if
No,
you played the Advanced Warfare co-op or campaign,
not
but
yet.
that would be pretty sweet co-op.
Yeah, it would be. I
Yeah.
see. My eventually, I'm gonna play through all of the Call of Duty campaigns for the main channel. It's just a developing process at the moment
Yeah.
because I had to get Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 2. I have 3, 4 all on console, but I had to get 1 and 2 off Steam because I don't have those anymore. I did have those on the PS2, but I
True.
can't find them.
Right.
Another thing too, if we didn't have the power of chatting on the PS4 or Xbox, we could use Skype that we're using now as your communication device for a lot of
Yeah.
games. Because
Another reason PC is better than
yeah, that's
Yeah.
another reason why PC is better. But if
I
I
don't
had,
like talking to people on console. I really don't. Like every time I'm on a console game and there'll be some guy in the background either screaming or he'd be like, "Yo, what up, man?" I just mute him. I don't want to talk
well,
between
if
it.
you're doing co-op and if you're
Yeah.
like me, Skype does not run very well
No.
wireless. So I have it set up on Meraxia where it captures their voice, and I'll just record my voice and align my
Mhm.
voice with their voices, so it kind of looks legit. But
Yeah.
if I did have a way where I had better upload speed, then I would just use Skype
Uh,
uh, strictly to do dual commentaries because OBS seems to work well with um, Skype, especially when you're doing recording stuff. Because there for a while I was using a Skype recorder, and sometimes when you're trying to cut the audio, it kind of mixes it up a little bit when you move your thing. I don't know if you've experienced that. I don't know if you use the Skype recorder to
yeah.
record the dual commentary. That's what I use, but it kind of messed up the audio, and it was kind of hard to pick parts to cut to divide it
Yeah.
into two parts. So
True.
To get back to the original question though, co-op or single player, it really depends on your preference.
yeah,
Mhm.
it really does. I mean, as a kid, I did play a lot of single player games like Crash and
Yeah. I like
Aped
more.
Escape and a lot of the NASCAR games back then weren't co-op. I mean, probably was, but I never had anybody sitting in the room side by side to play co-op.
Mhm.
So I played more single player games because they didn't have the online access back then
Uh huh.
as they do now.
Plus, you can work at your own pace. You know,
Yeah,
you
you don't
don't have
have
other
to.
people.
Yeah, you don't have to be rush. Hey, get over here quick! No, I want to
Or
check out the
take your
game first.
time,
You
and then
know.
somebody goes around and he's trying to rush you. Or, I mean, it could be the other way where you're trying to rush somebody else while they're sitting there strolling around, looking around at shit. And I'm like, well, if you want to stroll around, play single player.
Right.
But for co-op, I would prefer single player over co-op. However, I am more, when it comes to multiplayer, a competitive multiplayer person. Like, I love competitive matches. I love going, toe to toe with somebody. And that got me thinking, what if there was a story where the entire campaign was a competitive, like a competitive story? Like, you have two factions they're playing their own story, and then there'll be points where you're battling each other and getting everything done that way. Like, you're not actually working with each other, you're working against each other in your story.
That would be interesting to
It'd
see.
be interesting to see. Yeah.
What do you think, Evil?
I think that was a lot of ideas that I've never heard before, and I didn't piece them all together properly, and it just sounded weird, but it sounded awesome.
All
I
right.
don't think there's many games though that I wouldn't prefer co-op. Like I've been sitting here this whole time trying to think of a game that I would prefer single player in, but I can't think of any.
Mhm.
Well, think of it
I'm
this
just a co-op
way.
kind of
Did
person.
you play single players a lot growing up? Like as a kid growing up till now? Or did
Oh
you play
well,
more co op?
I played single
every
player.
day was spent in the living room on the PlayStation playing uh playing Gauntlet or on the Xbox
Mhm.
playing Halo. Like we were
Yeah.
always playing split screen.
Yeah, I used to play split screen a lot.
See, I think I played more single player because I didn't have that extra person.
Yeah, I had a couple people who were up for
I had
Um,
three actually.
but then
Like
when COD Zombies came out in 2008, mind you, me and my dad were going through the World at War campaign on the PS3. We beat everything and all that. And that was probably most likely where I went into co op. So probably recent. I don't know if I played co op in the past. I can't remember. But that one was the most co-op thing I could remember. Me and my dad playing zombies. I didn't know what the hell we were doing at first because we didn't know we could buy weapons off the wall. We were sitting there with our pistols, knifing zombies, and eventually the knife was not one hit. It'd be a two hit or a three hit.
right. I think I prefer co-op because that's sort of what I grew up with.
But I could see co-op being more fun with another
Oh yeah, I
person,
like
yeah,
that.
especially with if you're a YouTuber as well.
Elder Scrolls Online's like that. I mean, a lot of MMOs are like that.
That's
Like,
probably
you're
another reason
playing against.
too that
I think that's another reason why I like World of Warcraft, is like you can meet somebody who's on the opposite team of you and then be friends with him, but then be forced to kill him later. Like, I don't know how I was able to do that, but on World of Warcraft, I was a member from the Horde, and then I made friends with an Alliance player, and we were just sitting there. We have no idea what we were saying, but we were just typing random shit, and we were just following each other. It was so weird.
So do you like the type chat in MOBAs or you think they need that because you can also talk if they had you on Skype, or would you prefer to
Hmm.
just talk on there with another person? But there
I
is
don't know.
another issue there where the online world is a scary place, reminds
Hmm.
you. And if you give
I
them
would
your
honestly
Skype
prefer type
information
chat.
and
I prefer talking to people, not typing.
yeah.
Hmm.
But I'm sure a lot
Same
of games
thing.
will have the in-game chat enabled.
I think for me, there's a limit on how many people I would want in a call. Like, if I'm talking on a team speak with, like, geez, 10 to 12 people, no, nope.
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
think.
do
Oh
it.
yeah, I'd rather chat than not
I
talk.
think the most I would have in a Skype call would be the amount of players in zombies.
Like
Like, you
5.
can only have 4 players
Uh-huh.
in a
True.
zombie cooperative game, so I would have those 4 people on Skype.
I mean, hell,
But
that.
if you play grief mode, that's where
Mhm.
you can have it's a team versus team, and when you get in, you'll hear all 8 people
Yeah.
talking at once, and that can get annoying. But then it splits the audio to where it's just on their side they can only talk to each other, and our
Yeah.
side they can talk to each other.
I mean, think about it. That call we had the other day with all the mods was freaking
Yeah,
chaotic.
that was chaotic when I was streaming. I could agree
Like,
with
who
you.
did we have in the who did we have in the call the
We
other day?
had you, we had me, we
Yeah.
had Ace, we had Ashley, we had
Uh-huh.
Tank, I believe,
Sure.
and Mr. Rump Ranger, and
Uh-huh.
then Boogie surprisingly come. We didn't.
I know, right?
We didn't. It was hard to talk. I couldn't get anything out talking to him. Everybody else would talk to him.
Yeah.
And so I said, thanks for the boogie bomb. He's like, cool, no problem. And then at the end, he was getting off. I decided to hurry up and say something to him because I have so much respect to the guy. And I asked him, thanks for modding me and all that. And thanks for doing everything that
Yeah.
you were meant to do. Now, if I had a one-on-one call with him, that would be awesome. I wouldn't record it or nothing. Just having a one-on-one talk with him would be awesome. Because it was tough to get my questions answered when he was on there. Because
True.
everybody else would beat me to the punch.
True.
So
Ready for another question?
Yeah.
All right. What series would you like to see another game from?
Crash Bandicoot, but it have to go back to Naughty Dog.
I figured
Probably.
that'd be your answer.
You might want to wait for me at the bus tomorrow.
Wait, we got 2 for Crash?
So this is a game podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 for Crash. What do you mean?
Did you both say you'd like to see another one from Crash?
No. I
It
had
was
no
just
idea what you
Stunner's
were
dream.
saying.
It's just Stunner's dream. It was the only other game that looked really good that Naughty Dog didn't make was Wrath of Cortex.
Mhm.
That was not made by Naughty Dog.
What was the original question again? I completely missed that. I'm sorry.
What series would you like to see another game from?
It's hard. Actually, I have to say Shenmue. That was a game that they were supposed to have a trilogy of, then the third one never came and it got canceled. It's been
Right.
it's been over a decade since they released the last game. Like, I think it's been around close to 13, 14 years already since they last
What was that
released Shenmue.
What was the game?
Shenmue.
Shenmue.
Yeah, there was one for the Dreamcast, which was the first game, and then they released Shenmue 2, which was around 2001 to 2002, on the Xbox original. And then the third one was supposed to be a PC, well, not a PC one. It was supposed to be on the PS4. But
it
they never finished the story.
never
That's what sucked
happened.
about it.
Now, did the company go bankrupt, or got sold by
Part of me
another?
thinks so. I heard the game when it first came out. Mind you, this was like 1998 or 1999. I don't know. Wait, I forgot, when did the Dreamcast come out?
I could not tell you, man.
It was around that time. It was around like 1990, late 90s, early 2000s. And that game costed $10 million. That was their budget back then. So it was a pretty big game. It was actually a game that was in beta for the Sega Saturn that they later moved to the Dreamcast. And when they did that, they released the second one for Xbox, and the story never finished. It was supposed to be a finished story with a trilogy, and the third game is still being asked for, and we have no idea where it is.
All right, here's a question.
All right.
Okay, you know how you got the original Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One? Why did they not make it Xbox 720? So that people won't get confused with Xbox One being the original Xbox? Because don't you think that would be Xbox One?
I don't know. I didn't think it would be the Xbox One.
What's up,
I thought
Sean?
it's 720.
Yeah, Sean, what's up? I said, when he subbed to me, or subbed, I wish I had a sub button, followed me, I thought it was Sheen, because Sheen spelled the same way like that as Sean. I didn't realize that was Sean until he told
True.
me. I'm like, wow. Again, Thunder bad with names.
Thunder bad with names.
I do apologize. And what's up, man? If you have a question, feel free to shoot us one.
Feel free.
Gaming related, or even, I guess we go kind of personal too, like how'd you guys meet or whatever.
Or we could go completely random questions.
Yeah, there you go.
Who knows?
Because technically we're still gaming because we got a game in the background.
Yeah.
So we're good.
I mean, we've been going for 2 hours now.
Just about. We got 4 minutes to the 2-hour mark.
That's cool.
I said we'll stay live if people kind of hap on
Yeah,
at the end.
people come to the live stream. That's cool. Or
All right, how's about this question? If you could put one character from a game into real life, who would it be? And why?
really?
Who did I pick? Who did I pick for that?
Who would I pick?
Why?
I don't know.
I would. Oh wait, that's the villain one.
I wouldn't want to pick a villain. If I put a villain in the game, dude, he would be like.
I would pick.
that would
This
be
is
bad.
another Kazami. I would take Nikolai because of all of his funny quotes that he says as zombies. Like,
Yeah, I play CS:GO, Sean. Not a lot, but
I don't think I've ever played CS:GO. It doesn't ring a bell to Thunder.
Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike.
Oh, Counter-Strike? I take that back.
Counter-Strike
I
Global.
did play that in SCC, which was a college school that I would go to for 3 hours. A guy had it on his flash drive, gave it to everybody, and that's all we would play. After
Yeah.
we got done with our work, we would just play Counter-Strike. Even though I was a noob at it, but again, yeah. And yeah, I would take Nikolai out of real life because he's a drinking buddy. He could give me his vodka.
True.
Ultimate drinking buddy.
And then he's got the funny. He would see something in real life. He would represent zombies. Hey, was that made out of vodka? Or something like that. So who would you?
drink? Double?
Yeah, who would you bring, Double?
Right now the only one for some reason I'm thinking is either Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series. You know, he's a comedian. He knows a lot about parkour. He goes on adventures. That'd be a great thing to be. Just hang around him. I wouldn't be here talking to you guys on a live stream, but yeah, Nathan Drake probably.
I was gonna say Master Chief, but I can imagine how that'd be sort of cruel, because like he'd be totally out of his element. He wouldn't really know what'd be going on.
Could you
I
imagine
don't know.
that?
I don't think I could pick Master
That'd be
Chief.
funny.
Yeah, but my guy wouldn't have no clue either.
Well, no, your guy is from Earth. My guy is from
Fucking
some other
Planet
planet.
Mars.
Well, technically, he's just not. Well, to be technical, he's not. He's more of a fictional character, though. Well, I
Well,
guess
yeah,
I can
but
see your
he's
point. I
pretty-
guess he is kind of real.
Yeah.
Because
he's not a
someone.
real guy.
Well, I mean,
Some
someone acts him.
Mm-hmm.
I can see where you're coming from with that.
I think if I had to take someone from a video game and put them in real life, it would have to be someone that would make a difference. You know, someone who would be important.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I have an answer for that right now.
No. That's
For the
tough.
most part, video games are usually about violence, or nothing important.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to bring a villain into real life. Could you imagine bringing freaking Albert Wesker from the Resident Evil series into
Or
the real world?
even the Joker.
Or even the Joker, yeah.
Or even some of the Crash Bandicoot bosses like Engine and